Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. Because I am somewhat in a reading slump, I don't want to force myself to read, and I decided why don't I just do a what I read realistically in a week video. I also just came back from Malaysia literally yesterday, and while I was in Malaysia I only finished reading one book and I didn't really read for the whole week. However, on the plane going back, I did start reading Wait For Me After School, which I am enjoying this book. And I picked it because I knew I was going to enjoy it. It's a down-main novel set in high school where the characters are somewhat stereotypical. The MC is a delinquent, he doesn't like studying, whereas the male lead is the complete opposite. He is the top student, he loves studying. He's also somewhat of a cold character, but what I really like about this book is that the male lead has a crush on the MC and is very forward about it. So in the beginning of the book, he confesses straight away, and we're just watching him as he slowly tries to chase after the MC. And the MC at the beginning is kind of like no, but over time you can tell that he's slowly warming up, and it's very cute to see their interactions with each other because the MC gets very embarrassed easily and he's always blushing, whereas the male lead is always very true to his emotions. And I just love their dynamic so much, and I'm really excited to see, because I do know that there is some angsty parts coming out, but I did read quite a lot of it on the plane and today, which is the most I've read for a really long time after getting into my slump. So I'm super excited to pick this up. I wanted to do a little haul though before getting into the rest of this reading vlog, because I did a little bit of shopping while I was in Malaysia and Singapore, and I love doing hauls. This is the corner where I dumped all the things that I shopped. Going to Malaysia and Singapore, I did have a list of things that I wanted to buy, so I'm glad that I was able to buy some of them. The first thing that I wanted to get, and the first thing that I made sure to get while going to the mall, is Pandora charms. I started building my Pandora bracelet last year, and I had my bracelet since I was in year 11, and I completely forgot that buying charms was a thing. So when going to these countries, I wanted to buy charms that you could only exclusively find in Malaysia and Singapore. So in Malaysia, because they only had 3 options, I decided to get 2. One of them was the Malaysian national flower, and the other one just had the outline of Malaysia, the map, if that makes sense. They're really pretty, so I'm very excited to add them onto my bracelet. I also went to a Laneige pop-up, which I also wanted to get some of the Laneige lip balms. I don't know if you can find Laneige in store in Australia. I'm pretty sure you can find it online though. But when I was looking, I was a little bit like, oh, this is a little bit expensive because it's 25 AUD. So a part of me was like, I don't really know if I want to buy it. But at the same time, the lady who was talking me through the different flavors and the different colors was so nice that I felt bad if I was like, oh no, sorry, I don't want to buy anything. So I did end up buying one of them, which is the blueberry myrtle, because I love just blueberry and grape scents, and this one just smells so good. Like it genuinely smells so good. Like I love scents like this, so I'm really excited to use it. And I think this flavor is a little bit more rare in Australia, whereas the gummy bear one I think is more common. Later we went to, is it Georgetown or George Street, where we did a little more shopping. We just walked down the different shops and looked what was inside them. They did have quite a few stores that sold a lot of artsy stuff, so I ended up going to this store called Jaksa, where they sold a few Penang souvenirs and just some stuff that were drawn by local artists, I guess. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna buy some. I bought this purple, I guess, gemstone bracelet. I've always wanted a bracelet like this. Honestly, I don't know how people make these things because they're so pretty, but I really like it. In this store, I also bought some gifts for my friends. This one is not included in it, but it's this little durian figurine, which it's interesting because I don't even like durian, if I'm being honest. I don't like the smell, I don't like the taste, but my family is obsessed with it. But I saw this and I was like, this is too adorable for me to pass up, and I think if I didn't get it, I would regret it. I also got these 2 magnets for my friends, which is more of a Penang specific souvenir. And I also got a magnet for myself, which was drawn by an artist, and it's this cute little, I don't know if this is like a hamster or whatever, but it's cute. And then we went to another art store because my sister found this art store online and she was like, let's go. It was kind of bad because a lot of the stuff was cheap and I ended up buying a lot of things that I probably should not have bought. A lot of it was mainly just postcards, so I wanted to get some stuff to stick around my room. And I also bought some of these for my friends. I got this pop socket, this cat pop socket that had some glitter, because as you guys know, my Kindle, I love using pop sockets, and I love getting different pop sockets and just basing my Kindle case on those pop sockets. I also got this Kaya toes clip, which, do I really need this clip? Absolutely not, but it was cute. I also got this keychain for my cousin, and I got a bunch of just stickers, postcards. Some of them are for my friends, some of them are for myself. I also got these that were specifically for Malaysia, so I got the 𝐤𝐮𝐬𝐢 one for myself because I love iced 𝐤𝐮𝐬𝐢. It's so good. And then I got these other two for my friends as well, and I'm excited to stick them up in my room. I also went to Uniqlo, which I don't know why, but Uniqlo is the only clothing store that I really look forward to and that I actually go into and just like look around and browse and see what they have available in every country, no matter what. Always go to Uniqlo. I also went to Uniqlo in Singapore, and I also bought some stuff. But first of all, I bought this hoodie because I realized that I don't have a good hoodie. The hoodies that I have are really bad quality, so I only wear them at home, or they're super bulky. So this hoodie is the perfect size for me. It's very, very comfortable. It's very thick and very warm. I also needed a hoodie because I was really cold on the plane, since I only bought a cardigan, which was a mistake. If you're going overseas, bring like a thicker jacket, okay? My mistake, I bought this skinny little cardigan because it's hot in Malaysia, it's hot in Singapore, it's hot in Australia as well. So my thought process was like, why would I need, you know, a thick jacket? I also got these tops, which are just the same tops, but they're just in black and white. And I think that's all I bought from Uniqlo in Malaysia. I cannot remember if I bought anything else in Malaysia. Now let's talk about the things that I bought in Singapore. The first place that we went to actually was when we came back from the airport, and my sister wanted to go to the Pokemon Center, so we ended up going. I'm also a fan of Pokemon, like I grew up watching it and everything. This is the bag that came with the toys, which is so funny because it's such a big bag and I didn't really buy a lot. First of all, I bought this Chikorita keychain because Chikorita is my favorite Pokemon, and I swear they barely have any Chikorita merchandise. Everyone just loves Pikachu, Eevee. Where's my Chikorita? But they did have a lot of the starter Pokemons, and I love her so much. Like, I always wanted more Chikorita merch. And then we got 2 blind boxes, which I will open at the end. And then in Singapore, I also obviously bought another Pandora charm. I ended up buying the Merlion Pandora charm because the Merlion is very, very famous in Singapore. Singapore is probably most known for Merlion in terms of like sightseeing. So kind of like the Sydney Opera House, if you think about it. While we were walking around, I ended up just like spotting this randomly, but 𝐚𝐻𝐸𝐻 pink bottle. I don't know if you guys know, you probably don't know, but I have a 𝐚𝐻𝐸𝐻 bottle already, and I'm a big fan of that bottle because it's just really small, easy to carry around, and I like having the little handle and everything. But when I saw that it had a pink color, I was like, I need to get this because my favorite color is pink. And I looked on Amazon, the cherry blossom color was actually $30. In Singaporean dollars, it was like $24.90. So I was like, you know what, that is the perfect opportunity to buy this bottle. But then they had a 20% off sale, so it ended up being $19.98, I think, Singaporean dollars. But guess what, when you convert the Singaporean dollars to Australian dollars, the price that I paid was actually the same price of the bottle, of the original price. So if I were to pay the original price in Australian, it would probably be like maybe $28 or something. But in the end, I just paid the price that was on the bottle. I don't know if that even made sense. And then I went to Uniqlo again, you guys, because I'm telling you, I go to Uniqlo in every country. But I ended up buying a pair of jeans because I like buying jeans in Singapore because the length of them is not too long, because in Australia they are so long, and I know I can get them tailored, but I think it's a little bit annoying. So whenever I'm in Singapore, I just go and buy a pair of jeans because they fit nicely. I ended up getting another pair of pants, which more like ribbed pants, I guess I would say, but they also fit really nicely. And then I got 2 tops. which these tops I bought previously while I was in Singapore, I think like 2 years back or something, and I wear that shirt all the time. It's very comfy, especially in winter, so I just decided to buy 2 more in 2 different colors. And then the last couple of clothes that I bought was from this store named Lizzie, which sold really cute clothes. I ended up getting 3 tops, so I got 2 tops and 1 cardigan because they had a deal where if you bought 2 items of clothing you could get a top for free. So because I found certain items cute, I was like, why not? The last thing that I got was a Labubu. Yeah, I got a Labubu. Never planned to buy a Labubu, to be honest. I was not the biggest fan of Labubus. I thought that they were creepy, but it was there. Like, it was in one of those pop mart machines thingy, and I was looking and I wanted Scar Panda. They didn't have Scar Panda. When I saw the pop mart box and I saw the Labubu for like $24, I was like, okay, might as well just buy. Before we do an unboxing of the Labubu, let's do the unboxing of the 2 Pokemon toys. Yesterday I went to the dentist to get new frames because my old frames broke. So I got something that was pretty similar to my old frames because I like the style, and I was thinking, should I try another style? No, it doesn't look good on me, so I decided not to go with that. But I came to the realization that I had the free will and that I also have a printer and a laminator to create my own photo cards. So yesterday I kind of went crazy. I printed out a bunch of pictures and created my own photo cards, and I also did my new wall, which I'm really happy about. Now I want to make more photo cards, which is going to be bad because then my whole room is going to be just filled with photo cards. But it's so satisfying to laminate them and they just look and feel so nice. Today I have work, so I'm planning to just read during my break. I have read a bit of Wait For Me After School. I am really enjoying it so far. We are still at the beginning. I'm expecting more angst later on, but we are still at the high school stage where the male lead is very strongly pursuing the MC, whereas the MC is a little bit more shy, a little bit more embarrassed, but you can tell that he's slowly starting to open up, and he is always like, oh, I should slap this guy away or scold him, beat him up, and then whenever he thinks that, the male lead does something, and then the MC all of a sudden is like, you know what, it's okay, like I'm not gonna do that. He gets distracted from his original thoughts. So it's really cute to see the interactions together, and it's so funny because the male lead will basically fake a lot of things. For example, he fakes being sick, he fakes being drunk, he fakes being scared, he fakes everything so that the MC will kind of, I guess, pity him and show him attention. So yeah, I am 37% into it so far, and I hope to read a lot today. Today I'm going to the optometrist to pick up my glasses, which they said it would take about a week, but it's only been 2 days, and I was like, perfect, because this day is the only day that I don't have work. It is an hour commute, so in total it will be 2 hours, and I'm literally just going there to pick up my glasses, and then I'm going back home because I don't really want to spend the whole day outside. I just want to be at home. I will obviously be bringing my Kindle with me. I'm halfway through the book, and you know, Dame books do slow burn so well, because when I tell you it is slow burn, it is very, very slow burn. They haven't even really confessed their feelings for each other. Well, the MC hasn't, but it's so cute because they're always just like blushing around each other. And honestly, I'm waiting for the angsty part to start because when is it happening? They're still in high school. I thought that there was something supposed to happen after this. I don't know. This is what my new glasses look like. They are pretty similar to my old one, except they're a little bit darker, I think, and my old one is like a mixture of grey and a little bit like black, but it was a little bit more clear. This one is more brown, but it looks pretty similar, so I am quite happy. I finally finished reading Wait For Me After School, which took me about a week to read, and I mainly read this while I was at work during my lunch breaks. I did really enjoy this book, however, it is a high school romance and it just feels very similar to a lot of other Dame books that I've read that have this same setting. So in a way, it felt like nothing new, but at the same time, I did like the added angst. I just feel like the angst happened a bit too late in the story. I understand why, because they had to like build up their relationship and everything. It was very slow burn, it was very cute, but I honestly wanted more of the angst, and it was pretty short compared to the rest of the book. It did make me cry though. Like, I'm just a person who gets emotional easily, so there were certain scenes where I cried over it, and also the last chapter of them just like reminiscing about high school and like missing certain things in high school. It did make me cry a little bit. Overall, I'm glad that I finally picked up this book and that I finally finished reading it. But I think that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching it. Please like, subscribe and all that jazz, and I will see you guys in another one. Bye.